What is the divine feminine and what role does she play in Wicca and witchcraft? Hi, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, and if you're new to this channel and you want to become a witch or a Wiccan, or you want to find out more about it, or you're already practicing and you just like watching videos to get ideas of other people like I do, then hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. In this video, I want to talk about the divine feminine and how the divine feminine is making her way into mainstream culture. But the interesting thing is, a lot of people seem to think that the divine feminine is about women only, that it's female spirituality and that men can't partake of it in any way, shape or form. And that's just simply not really what it is. The divine feminine and the divine masculine are simply two aspects of the creative force. And we talk a lot about the divine feminine because in Western culture anyway, she's been missing in action for quite some time in our consciousness. We've been in a very patriarchal environment, and we've seen the light side of the masculine, but also the dark side of the masculine. And the feminine is starting to rise again in order to balance things out. So it's not about women's spirituality, it's about spirituality in general that includes the feminine alongside of the masculine, because you need both to create. And when I talk about the gender, I'm not talking about physical gender. I'm talking about the principle of gender as in the Hermetic principle of gender, which is that everything contains masculine and feminine aspects. So whether you are in a male body or a female body, whether you identify as being male or female, isn't what I'm talking about. It's actually to do with the principle of gender, which is in everybody, regardless of our gender identification or our physical gender. It's an energy that's in everything. And the feminine energy in our culture, in pretty much most cultures around the world, is something that has been oppressed a lot of the time, and she's rising as our consciousness rises. The feminine, what is the divine feminine? The divine feminine is the nurturing qualities, but it's also the nurturing qualities not just in women, it's also in men too. Men can be nurturing too in a masculine way, and the same women in a feminine way. So it's not saying that it's all about limiting these things to a gender. This is about these qualities within everybody. So you've got the nurturing aspect of the divine feminine. We've got the intuition. Following the intuition, whereas up until very recently, and still in pretty much most mainstream environments, people are still relying on logic and rationality to solve problems, where the real power is in actually combining the rational and the intuition together. So it's looking at the intuition and bringing that in. The feminine is about giving form to things. So the feminine gives form. So you've got the masculine energy of that raw energy, and the feminine gives form to that energy. The feminine is about collaboration as opposed to competition. When you're looking at structure, the feminine is horizontal structure, whereas the masculine is vertical. So you can see you've got the equal armed cross. So you've got the four elements, of course, as well. There where you've got the two masculine elements and the two feminine elements. So you're dealing with that more of a horizontal structure, a more collaborative structure, rather than that top-down pyramid structure that we've been living with in our culture now for quite some time, where all the people have the power at the top and the money at the top and the wealth at the top, and everybody, pretty much most people, are down the bottom with very little power and very little in the way of income or wealth. So the feminine is about ironing all of that out and actually making it more collaborative so that we can be a bit more like nature, which is actually collaborative. Nature and evolution actually came about due to collaboration, not competition. We only come to that conclusion of the competition because Darwin was the one that introduced it. Darwin was more influential in social circles and was more appealing to the hierarchy at the time. So his ideas are the ones that were published, and his ideas were the ones that people ran with. Whereas there were other people at the same time as Darwin coming up with other alternative ways of seeing the development of our evolution, and one of them was collaboration. But of course that wasn't popular at the time, and so it didn't get through. But it's becoming more obvious now. So when we're looking at the feminine, we're looking at those aspects, those qualities that are within everybody. It's not just women's business. It's not just about the feminine being something women do when they get together. It is something that's coming back into our culture and rising in our consciousness, regardless of whether we're men or whether we're women. And in Wicca and witchcraft, we embody, energetically see the feminine as being represented by a female deity, by all of the female deities, all of those representations of gender in spirit. And we, of course, work a lot with the goddess aspect and the goddess energy. And of course, the goddess manifests herself in many, many, many different ways. A very powerful aspect of the feminine, which is something that the patriarchal religions really can't handle, is the sexual, sensual side of the divine feminine, because she's attractive, she's magnetic. And that's very, very powerful. It's incredibly powerful. So powerful that it's been oppressed in our patriarchal religions and patriarchal culture, because it's just too powerful. And the powers that be, the people that were in power, just found it too threatening. So it's about that aspect as well. So when we're looking at the goddess, we're looking at all of the different manifestations of those qualities. And also with the masculine, then you're looking at all the different manifestations of the masculine qualities, and they work together. So it's about collaboration, working together. So that's just a sort of a different take on the divine feminine, coming a bit more from an occult point of view, looking at the feminine aspect as being very magnetizing, and often the masculine aspect as being very more of electric, depending on where that energy, of course, is focused. So it's about working together, it's about equality, and it is about collaboration. So the feminine, intuition, nurturing, collaboration, sexual, sensual, creative life force, magnetic life force, and I think I mentioned them. I mentioned those. There's more, but they're the ones that I wanted to talk about because they're the more obvious ones. So that is the feminine divine. And of course, if you are looking to study Wicca and witchcraft in more detail, and you are wanting to work more on yourself and on your craft without having to go through all of the books and try and suss it out for yourself, because it's quite overwhelming, I have the Mystery Witch School 101 training program. The details are below this video. You can check it out. You can contact me if you have any questions about it. And if you like the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends. And I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. I'll see you on the next video. Blessed be.